This isn't going to be a video on my entire software engineering journey. I'm just going to be covering some parts of it. I'm also going to be going through some of my thoughts on why I chose to be a front-end engineer. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Dion. I'm a front-end engineer. I share my experiences in web development and software engineering in hopes that you guys get some value out of this. A front-end engineer is a person who turns the designs of a wireframe of a website into actual web pages using code. Depending on the website, they are also responsible for showing data that is retrieved from the backend as well. The backend is responsible for many things, some of which includes storing and retrieving data. That data itself is retrieved from the backend and then is passed to the front end and is displayed to the users in a user-friendly way. Now, let's talk about my background. In university, I went through 4 years using Java as my main programming language, since that's basically what I was taught at school. Java is not really known for its front-end capabilities, rather it's mainly known for its back-end capabilities. Besides Java, I never really explored anything outwards from that, or any really front-end tools. I didn't really explore into JavaScript because it wasn't taught during my school. I actually learned it through my internship at TD, where it first gave me an exposure to web development. On my team at the time, we were using AngularJS for the front end and Spring Boot for the back end. My experience during that time didn't really matter because I was in the beginning phase of learning web development. From there, I essentially branched out from AngularJS to learn React. After learning React and styling components, I realized that this was something that I didn't want to do, or that was my thought at the time. I want to do something more impactful at a larger scale. And I thought that backend work would help me achieve that. Not only that, but I also learned Java for 4 years in university. I didn't just want to put that to waste by not using it all in my day-to-day job after I graduate. Also, for some reason, front-end engineer sounds a little bit inferior to a back-end engineer or full-stack engineer, so I really didn't want that to be my title either. After landing my first job out of university, I was building 2 front-end applications. The backend consisted of Java using Spring Boot, but I rarely touched that at all because I was mainly focused on the front end. I was also more familiar with React at the time than I was with Spring Boot, so I dove into this project using React. Even though my mind was already set on becoming a backend engineer or wanting to do more backend stuff, I was fine with doing some front-end tasks as well. And later on, I would transition into becoming a full-stack engineer using Spring Boot as well after I get more familiar with the systems. After a few months of building the 2 front-end applications, I eventually got better at making decisions revolving around the front end. It became something that I actually liked doing and that I didn't mind it either. But I'm kind of stubborn and I still wanted that backend experience. I still wanted to become that full stack engineer or that backend engineer because to me it still felt more superior than becoming a front-end engineer. Sometime later down the road, I came to realize that I actually liked coding in React. So after giving a few thoughts of it, I thought, okay, you know what, maybe this will be the time when I actually do specialize in becoming a front-end engineer. And the main reason for this is because the front end is something that I actually like doing, and why don't I take this further by becoming an expert with React or the front end itself? The front end of the application is, I wouldn't say just as important as the back end, but to some extent it can be as important as the back end. The front end is what decides whether a user will stay on your webpage or not. I was undermining the skills that I acquired through building the 2 front-end applications and disregarded what I liked that was right in front of me. So now I'm focusing my efforts on becoming an expert on the front end. So for me, this means relearning the fundamentals of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and learning the best practices within all of these 3. I'll also be learning some of the front-end tools that is involved in the process and becoming more efficient with building front-end applications. Anyways, if you guys found this to be helpful at all or useful, please like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys hated coding the front end just like me in the beginning, because I know I can't be the only one. Anyways, peace.